Abia North Senator Orji Uzor Kalu has reiterated his support for a single 6-year term for president and state governors, saying such an arrangement would reduce the costs of governance and foster rapid development. Kalu noted that the current system of 2 terms of 4 years each is expensive and often distracts elected officials from focusing on governance. The former governor of Abia State also commented on the emoluments of senators, which he said were insufficient to fund their activities. He also advised the government to scale down unnecessary expenditures, including aid provided to other countries and regional institutions, noting that the current allocation of 14 million naira monthly is excessive. And to talk about this, we're joined by Executive Director, Not Too Young to Lead Initiative, Elvis Akpobi. Good evening. Let me kick off by asking what your thought is on the 6-year single-term proposal for president as well as governors by Senator Orji Kalu.
Okay, coming from someone who has served 4 years each as a governor, and it did not reflect. There was no reflection of good governance during his term. I stand to be corrected. He shouldn't propose that. For me, that is not a national interest. It's his personal interest, and it's not about the number of terms you stay. It's a number. It has to do with leaders who contract governance through with our votes, who knows that the primary duty of being a governor or being a president is to protect lives and properties, make life better for those whose tax and their votes kept them where they are. So for me, it's not about the number of them. I will not mention a particular country. I know I've been a privileged election observer in a particular country in West Africa where a supposed refined young aspirant who was he was into the sports sector. People saw him as a hope bearer in that particular country. He did 6 years. Though it was meant to be a double term, but 6 years, within 6 years, he couldn't do anything. So for me, it's not the number of years or single term. It has to do with people, electing people who are passionate about restructuring, who are passionate about offering solutions to the challenges we face as a country and not making excuses from what the previous administration did. If you agree with me right now, the set of persons were elected at the center today. It's been, let's give us time, we'll make Nigeria better. And things keep getting worse daily as the day goes by. It's a very difficult time to be habited in Nigeria, mostly because most of the policies we're faced with today, being made today, seem as if those who are even making the policies are confused. They don't know what to do, so they keep giving the excuse of give us a little time. But these were the same persons who came out to the streets to protest against fuel hike and all that years back. But today they keep proposing for more time to make our country better. Like I said, and I'll keep saying, that's going to do with the number of years you stay in office. Yeah, the late Adua didn't even stay long, but today he wrote his name in the annals of history in our country. So it's not about the year term; it's about electing people who knows that their primary aim is to a better put an enabling environment where people can live their dream, where young people didn't need to jackpot to get better life, where young people you don't need to have the right surname to get a good job, you don't need to live in an eyebrow area to get to live your life. You don't need to know somebody, just be qualified and you get it right.
Okay, when you say it's not about the number of terms, but then the quality of leader, how then can we ensure the right people are in position of office?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's not possible. It's possible, but Nigeria, you agree with me, is playing a money back politics where you need to, play with money to get the conscience and mind of electorate, mostly because the large mass of electorate are vulnerable due to poverty, lack, and all that. So when some money is being spread around, you see them becoming gullible. But I believe that we don't have, for me, I don't have any other passport. I have the green passport. I'm proud to be in Nigeria. I don't have any other country but Nigeria. So each and every, the onus is now on my generation to know that incompetence dressed up as strategy is still incompetent and still totally unacceptable. We need to, re-galvanize, re-strategize to get the right leaders on board.
Well, looking at it from the point of view of mathematics, some people would say, when you compare 8-year term, that's 4 term, making 8 years, as against a 6 years, 6-year term, that will sort of reduce the cost of governance, looking at all the expenditure and also finances used to run office. Wouldn't you agree with that?
I can still subscribe to that line, but I'll still stand on my ground when my thought process when I say that it has nothing to do with the number of years. It has a lot to do with the mindset of those elected to lead us and to make policies for us. I give you an example. The late President Yar'Adua did not stay in office for long, but his name is still on our lips positively for the policies he bettered during his short stay in office. So it's not about the number of years, it's about the mindset and the urge to make Nigeria better.
Now, beyond those in office, now you've said it's not about the number of term, but about the mindset of those in office. How about the electorate themselves? What role would you say they have to play in terms of getting the right people in the right position of governance?
Mostly because it's same as if we need to re-strategize on how the the chairman of our electoral umpire is being appointed, has been selected, because those who pay the piper they take the stone. So when you get someone on board as the INEC chairman, it takes the grace of God. It takes someone who's passionate about a particular country, so don't want to subscribe to bias. I'll give you an example. I was a privileged electoral observer for the just concluded election in Liberia, and I saw citizens. I engaged some of the citizens while I was in Liberia, and I saw citizens who had trust in their electoral umpire. Let's not forget to make progress. We need to build trust among ourselves. You ask yourself today: does the average Nigerian citizen trust the INEC, which is our electoral umpire today? I can categorically tell you no, because their body language and actions and inactions have shown that things that on the ballot polling unit does not reflect reality. And it's as if people have given up. There are some people you engage today, they'll tell you our votes don't count, but I still believe our vote counts. I've always amplified that we can't get in Nigeria once immediately, but we can bend the slice of it, and it will require citizens who know that they need to come together and play a role in the future they want for their country.
Well, in closing, let me follow up on your line of thoughts, talking about the people of Nigeria, the citizens now losing trust in the electoral umpire. How would you suggest we can begin to rebuild trust, have that trust between Nigerians as well as those in office or even those conducting elections, like you rightly mentioned, the electoral umpires?
Until they build confidence, until elections are no longer, until the judiciary process does not stop, giving verdicts that you hear cases where people tell you go to court because they feel they don't, the judiciary process can take them anywhere. I don't know how they get those judgments. Allegedly, it seems as if our judiciary process they will not also build trust with the citizens. But the thing is, these off-cycle elections, very soon we'll be having another election, I think one of these Southwestern states. Those are opportunities for the electoral umpire to prove to Nigerians that they are credible, they can be trusted, and they are transparent.
All right, thank you so much for your submissions on the news. Elvis Akpobi, Executive Director, Not Too Young to Lead Initiative. Many thanks indeed.
Thanks for having me.